Jared, as always, thanks for being with us. Let's talk about your Halloween costume, the Ricky Bobby outfit. Where did this idea come from? And I'm starting to sense a theme with you guys. You got plays named after lines from that movie, and now you got the Ricky Bobby Halloween costume. Where'd the idea come from?
Yeah, that wasn't my idea. That was Kristen, my wife's idea, and she kind of just set it all up. I just showed up yesterday and put the jumpsuit on and went and hung out for a little bit.
How was it received?
It was good. Yeah, it was good. It was a good, not super original. You've seen it before, but we loved it. We had some fun with it. We were saying the lines, and she had fun with it, and so did I.
I was going to say, I'm sure once you don the apparel, you have to start talking like Ricky Bobby and firing up the lines. What's your favorite quote from the movie that you've been using?
Yeah, it was only a few hours where I was in character, but, obviously, if you're not first, you're last, and you wake up and piss excellence, all that stuff, you got to say all that.
Are you driving faster now, too?
No, staying within the speed limits, of course.
There you go. Law-abiding citizen. Yes. There you go.
Ankle okay? Health-wise, you good?
Yeah, I'll be all right. Yeah, it's a little sore, but I'll be fine.
Okay. All right, so look, in watching your team play, I sometimes feel like the Lions are just showing off because you can do so much. And then Bill Belichick, I don't know if that was last night you talked to him or when it was, but he said to your face, you guys are unstoppable. So my question for you is, are you unstoppable?
No, not at all. Bill was being nice and maybe, pumping us up a little bit, but no, not at all. I mean, we've got plenty of things to work on still, and I think what he was referring to is it's hard with the amount of weapons we have. It's just there is some instances where they have to pick their poison on who they want to stop, and they're going to leave somebody else open. And we've known that to be the case for the whole season now, with just the multitude of guys we have available to throw it to run it with, and obviously our O-line, the way they're playing, it makes it all go. So yeah, obviously a nice compliment from him, but by no means are we. They got more stuff to work on. We're still working.
So when you have a game go the way that it goes, and obviously it's tied at 14, and then you guys just take off, they can't stop you. Your defense is getting all these turnovers. You have the ball it felt like every possession's inside the 25-yard line, and when it wasn't, Jahmyr Gibbs goes for 70, or you get a punt return for a touchdown. Is it tough as a quarterback to try to lead an offense when you're not getting into rhythm, or were you just fine being in the rhythm? Obviously, you guys scored in the red zone, but from a rhythm standpoint, is it tough?
Yeah, no, it was. I think the rhythm thing, you'd like to put together a 10-play drive, an 8-play drive, to, a few completions down the field, some different types of runs, and then you're kind of starting to get a feel for what they're doing on defense, what coverages they want to play. And for most of the game, it was hard to do that because, we knew what they were doing in the red zone, that's for sure. We had a good idea by the second or third drive what they were playing in the red zone, and again, we punched it in when we got down there, so we did our job. But yeah, sure, it was a weird game in that instance where we weren't able to kind of throw it down the field like we had hoped.
The next man up mentality that a lot of teams talk about. I think everybody says it, but when you have a guy like Khalif Raymond who makes plays on offense for you and then makes plays on special teams, you're without Jamison Williams. I mean, does he kind of embody that next man up mentality?
Yeah, sure. I mean, him and a bunch of guys. I mean, obviously he had a great day for us the other day, but he's always been that, and he hasn't really even been next man up. He's been a starter for a lot of times, and he's a guy that I trust as much as anyone on our team, and throwing it to him, and is always where he needs to be, does everything right, blocks his tail off, the best teammate ever. I mean, he's just a guy that you wish you had 53 of him, and your team would be pretty dang good. But he's a pretty special guy, and rubs off on everyone the way he works.
You guys are playing so well in all three phases, but there's so much season to be played. Is it possible to bottle this? Like, how do you try to make sure that this is next week, the week after, December? Because we're so far away from the playoffs, but you guys look like clearly a strong Super Bowl contender right now. Is there anything you've learned from the past? Is how do you make sure that you just keep playing at this level, which is so good right now?
Yeah, you just keep working and trying to maintain what we're doing, absolutely. But that doesn't mean we won't at some point face some adversity. Of course, you hope it's smooth sailing until whenever it's over. But it probably won't be. We'll hit some adversity at some point and got to overcome it. We have hit some adversity up to this point and have overcome it. So we've been doing that. It hasn't been smooth sailing, but it is hard to maintain for however long we're going to need to maintain it. But that's the challenge is trying to come back to work tomorrow and practice well and put on another good week and get ready for Green Bay.
I don't know if you heard, but Sunday was National Tight End Day. We joke about that because watching it on TV, it was mentioned every single time. Did you guys make a deliberate effort to get the ball to Brock Wright and Sam Laporta for touchdowns, or is that just, hey, look, man, that's just what the play called for and it just worked?
I think it was just what the play called for. Yeah, no, I don't think that was deliberate at all. Good point, though. I didn't think about that. But yeah, it was National Tight End Day. Those tight ends surely will tell you about it if you just don't even have to ask them; they'll tell you. But yeah, we were ready. Those guys played well.
When's National Quarterback Day or National Placeholder Day?
I don't know if they have those. We get enough attention as it is. Those placeholders, though, we can get National Placeholder Day in there.
I think we should
National
work
Punter Day, National Jack Fox Day would be good.
I want you to give your professional criticism and analysis of David Montgomery's pass.
Yeah, there's not much criticism going to be had there. That was a dart. I said it after the game, and I had a pretty good view of it on the field there. But Sam was open, but he wasn't like that open. The ball still had to be a good ball, and he delivered it right on him and spun it and had a nice little dance after. And we've been practicing that one for it seems like a couple of years now too, and finally got it off.
Which pass was better, Amon-Ra's to you because you weren't wide open either, or David Montgomery's to Laporta?
Oh man, I'm going to plead the fifth there. They're both great throws,
All right, but at the same time, all right, we've had Amon-Ra throw the touchdown pass to you. Now Montgomery throws a touchdown pass in the game to Laporta. We'd heard that Ben Johnson was talking about the prowess of Penei Sewell throwing the ball before practices and stuff like that. At some point, you got to be like, dude, stay in your lane. I'm the quarterback.
Yeah, no, I kind of the other day, we had a good day, right? We scored 52 points, but I'm like, I'll take another one. But David was the one who got it there, and it was good to see him throw that in there. And yeah, but at some point, I feel like I'm the one back there. Let me throw the passes, Ben.
I imagine that watching game film, particularly after a game like that, is pretty awesome. What's your favorite play to watch back during a team film session? And it doesn't have to be from this past week, but just is there one play that stands out that like you couldn't wait to watch in front of the entire team that you guys can celebrate together?
Yeah, I always love seeing the defensive stuff because I don't end up watching that on my own. And when Dan pulls that stuff up and he talks about what their responsibilities were on the play, and you see Branch or Anzalone or some of these guys, maybe make the play above what they were asked to do, and it's pretty cool to see. And and then I'm sure the same for them when they're able to see our stuff on offense. But it's fun. It really is to get insight on what they're doing over there and to see them make those plays.
Jared, obviously you guys are one game at a time. You're focused in the moment, but we all know the next couple of weeks are against true contenders, Green Bay, Houston. Does this feel like the big test for you guys right now?
Yeah, they're all big tests, man. They really are. I mean, I'm not being cliche in saying that. They are. We've had big tests all year. Minnesota was a big test. The Cowboys were a big test, and we've passed them up to this point. We really have. The Tampa game we didn't play great, but other than that, we've played good enough to win in all the other ones. And so, yeah, this is the next big one because it's next. And it'll be a big one in Green Bay, and because it's a division game, it'll be rocking. It'll be fun. They'll be geared up and ready to go with, the reigning division champs coming into their place, and we'll be geared up and ready to go too.
Were you concerned at all? Maybe concern might be too strong of a word, but pass protection, you got hit a bunch of times, and you really didn't drop back and throw it all that often. Is that something to be concerned about moving forward?
No, not at all. No, there's things I can do to help with that as well, and we'll be better with that, and certainly a point of emphasis for myself and us to make sure it's better for me, better on my part moving forward.
Green Bay's defense, they've got some high sack totals. They're second in the NFL in interceptions. How does that defense make your job harder?
Yeah, they're good. They're really well coached. Coach Athlete coming in there and doing it for the first time this year. Has done a great job. You can see why they hired him, and they got a lot of good players. They got a good scheme. They pass rush well. It's a good defense. They've been good though for a few years, and we know that, and it'll be a good one.
Playing Green Bay in Green Bay when the weather is actually favorable compare that to playing in Green Bay at the end of the season when it's the frozen tundra.
Yeah, we'll play them whenever it's on the schedule. We beat them in week 17 or whatever it was a couple of years ago at their place, and it was a little cold then. So yeah, whatever the schedule calls, we'll go over there and play them and do our best.
Dan Campbell on our morning show today said it was about shoes. Is this having the right shoes? Have you guys tried anything out, or is that just Dan Campbell tongue in cheek?
No, it's true that grass can get torn up, and at Lambeau and at Soldier Field, I think oftentimes that grass later in the year, it gets torn up and can be wispy. And certainly if it's wet at all, you want to make sure you have the right cleats on. And he's absolutely right. It'll be a point of emphasis for us to make sure we're wearing the right stuff.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. Make sure you don't catch on fire or anything.
No, I won't.
Don't stab yourself in the leg or any of those other Ricky Bobby mistakes.
Watch out for those wildcats in the back seat.
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby is on rest now. That was last night. I am now moving on.
I don't know. You say that now. It's going to take sometimes the character can take over, though.
No, I sure hope not.
Thanks, Jared.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
There he is, Lions quarterback Jared Goff. Our weekly chat here on 97.1 The Ticket.